You guys read the title. Today, we're going to be putting the best team from every single era into today's NBA. And starting off here, we got the 60s. Now, in NBA 2K21, there are two teams in the 60s. We got the 1965 Boston Celtics and the 1965 Los Angeles Lakers. And of course, for this, we got to go with the 65 Celtics. They won the championship this year. Moving on, our next era is the 70s. We have a few teams in the 70s. We got the 71 Bucks, the 71 Lakers, the 72 Knicks, and the 77 76ers. And for this one, we're going to have to go with the Milwaukee Bucks. I might have actually gone with the Lakers if it was the 72 Lakers, because the 72 Lakers went on a 33 win streak, won 69 games, and then won the NBA championship. For some reason, they only have the 71 Lakers in the game. And for that reason, we got to go with the 71 Bucks who won it this year. Moving on to our next era, we got the 80s. Starting off, we got the 85 Bucks, the 86 Bulls, the 86 Celtics, the 86 Hawks, the 87 Lakers, the 89 Pistons, and lastly, the 89 Bulls. Now, this was a bit of a toss-up between the 87 Lakers and the 86 Celtics, but I ended up going with the 87 Lakers. Even though people say these were some of the easiest championships won. I mean, you got Magic Johnson, Kareem, James Worthy, Michael Cooper, Byron Scott. The team was just so good, and they also won 65 games this season. Next up, we are moving on into the 90s. Starting off, we got the 90 Cavs, the 91 Bulls, the 91 Lakers, the 91 Trailblazers, the 91 Warriors, the 93 Bulls, the 93 Hornets, the 94 Rockets, the 94 Nuggets, the 95 Knicks, the 95 Magic, the 96 Bulls, the 96 Supersonics, the 97 Heat, the 98 Bulls, 98 Jazz, 98 Lakers, 98 Spurs. And I think you guys all know the team we're going to go with here. Of course, it's got to be the 96 Bulls. Arguably the greatest team in NBA history. They won 72-10 on the season, won the championship, one of Michael Jordan's 6 rings. Moving on to our next era, we got the 2000s. We got the 2000 Raptors, 2000 Trailblazers, the 01 76ers, the 01 Lakers, the 02 Kings, the 02 Nets, the 03 Mavericks, the 03 Suns, the 04 Lakers, the 04 Pistons, the 04 Timberwolves, the 05 Spurs, the 05 Suns, the 06 Grizzlies, the 06 Heat, the 07 Cavs, the 07 Warriors, the 07 Wizards, the 08 Celtics, and the 08 Rockets. And for this one, we got the 2001 LA Lakers, the beginning of their three-peat. I mean, we got the greatest duo in NBA history here. And finally, we are moving into the 2010s. So we're going to have a lot of current players on these teams. Starting off though, we got the 10 Trailblazers, the 11 Bulls, the 11 Mavs, the 12 Knicks, the 12 Thunder, the 13 Grizzlies, the 13 Heat, the 14 Spurs, the 14 Pacers, the 14 Clippers, the 16 Cavs, the 16 Warriors, the 17 Warriors, and the 19 Raptors. And this one is quite easy. It's going to be the 2017 Warriors. I mean, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala. Quite possibly the greatest starting lineup in NBA history. All right, so we got all the teams in the current NBA now. If you guys are wondering about the settings, usually when I do these, I just go down here and get the King of the Fourth Quarter settings. They seem to be the best ones. And then for this, I actually went ahead and turned off trade. It's also going to be weird because we have multiple players from the Warriors in the league. We got like 2 Stephs, 2 Durants, and all that. But anyways, let's start this off. Start off by simulating to All-Star Weekend. We made it to the All-Star Draft, and we got the 2 greatest players of all time as our captain, LeBron James and Michael Jordan. We just auto-drafted, and we got a ton of our players from old teams on here. So let's start off over on Team LeBron. As a starter, we got Oscar Robertson. I believe everybody else is the current players. Yeah, everybody else are current players. And then on the reserves, we got Durant from the 17 Warriors. And that's it. Everybody else on that team's current players. Going over to Team Jordan, we got Magic Johnson, Shaq, and Kareem starting on that team. And the All-Star game was super close. Team LeBron gonna win by 1 point, showing that the current players are just a little bit better. Steph Curry's going to win the 3-point contest and Zion going to win the dunk contest. I mean, that just happens every simulation. Even when we put some of the greatest dunkers of all time in here, it just doesn't change. And then Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. But let's get through the rest of the season. Making it to the end of the season, and Michael Jordan is going to get MVP. He had a crazy season, 40 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 5.6 assists, and he shot crazy as well. 60% from the field goal, 44% from three, 2.6 steals per game. DeMarcus Cousins going to get 6-man. He ended up signing with the Timberwolves. Bill Russell gets Defensive Player of the Year. He actually pulled 19 boards this game and 3.6 blocks. RJ Barrett gets Most Improved, and Steve Kerr is going to get Coach of the Year. I'm assuming this is the Steve Kerr from the 17 Warriors. They get 58 wins on the season, but this would be the hardest NBA season in history. Check out our All-NBA teams. Jordan, the only old-time player on the first team. On the second team, Magic Johnson making it up there, and Kareem. And on the third team, we had John Havlicek and Shaquille O'Neal. For the defensive team, we got Jordan, Paul George, Giannis, Kawhi, and Bill Russell. And for the second team, Ben Simmons, Casey Jones, Jonathan Isaac, Scottie Pippen, and Shaq. Coming over to our standings, we'll start off in the East. We got the 96 Bulls, who ended up having the same record as the 17 Warriors, and they're the top team in the league. And then we got a bunch of current teams. We got Raptors, Bucks, Celtics, Nets, and then the 71 Bucks only getting 44 wins on the season. And Orlando and Philly are going to round out the playoffs. The 65 Celtics were not even able to make playoffs, going 44 and 41. The 60s could not hang with the current players. A little unfortunate for them. But let's move over to the West now. In first place, we got the 17 Warriors. So it wasn't the 17 Warriors who got 58 wins. We got the Clippers, Lakers, Warriors, Thunder, Mavericks, 87 Lakers. Make playoffs with only 48 wins. And then the Rockets are our final team. No! I wanted the 0-1 Lakers to do so much better. I still can't believe the Lakers didn't do it, but let's move on to our season stats though. Of course, Michael Jordan going to be the lead scorer with those 40 points per game. And we had a ton of players score over 30. We got Kobe up there with 31.7. And we actually had 8 players with over 30 points. Current Stephen Curry doing better than 17 Stephen Curry. For rebounds per game, of course, it's going to be Bill Russell. We got Bill, Rodman, Kareem, and Shaq in the top 5. For assists per game, we got Magic Johnson with 12.6 assists per game. That's crazy. And he had 26 points per game. So great stats for Magic here. Casey Jones up there. We got current LeBron and Oscar Robertson. For steals per game, it's going to be Michael Jordan beating out Kawhi Leonard. Blocks per game, of course, could be Bill Russell, our Defensive Player of the Year. Shaq also up there as well, and Kareem. For a 3-point percentage, 2 Kevin Durants are actually at the top. We got the 17 Warriors and current Durant, Klay Thompson up here, and then 17 Stephen Curry as well. But let's just move on to the playoffs and see which team is going to win. One of our current teams, I'm assuming it's going to be either the 17 Warriors or the 96 Bulls. They should both end up making playoffs. But let's get right into the first round. And almost all of our top seeds moving on, except for the Orlando Magic, who somehow upset the Bucks. I know they got a game on the Bucks in the playoffs this year, but to actually win the series, I mean, come on, 2K. The 71 Bucks and the 87 Lakers are both going to be eliminated from the playoffs. We got Warriors versus Warriors in the second round, and the 96 Bulls still in here as well. Simulate another round, see who makes the conference finals. Right now, the current Warriors are up on the 17 Warriors, and the Bulls are down right now. 17 Warriors have been eliminated, and the 96 Bulls have been eliminated by the Boston Celtics. What is going on? All of the old teams are out of this. The greatest teams from every era could not hang with the current NBA. Even the 17 Warriors, that makes no sense. How did they lose to the current Warriors? 17 Warriors are so much better. Draymond was way better. They had Andre Iguodala. Kevin Durant's way better than Andrew Wiggins. What is going on? I mean, the rest of the playoffs Who cares anymore? Let's just simulate and see who ends up winning this. This makes no sense. Raptors make the NBA Finals, and they're going to be facing off against the Clippers. Another thing, Clippers eliminated the Lakers. Let's just simulate the final round here and see who wins. It is going to be the Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry with Finals MVP as well. I don't know what just happened in that simulation. That made no sense. I really hope you get a little bit better on next gen. But that's gonna be the video there. According to 2K, you had some of the greatest teams of all time into today's NBA, and they got eliminated in the second round. If you guys did enjoy the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup.